Welcome back to Crypto Rosetta. Joe here. Now, I just wanted to share with you my plan, my thoughts going forward with Bitcoin, crypto, the markets in general. Now, I did lose my voice a bit this morning, folks. Unfortunately, I've had some meds. I've got it back. I've got it back in time to make this content, and also for our AMA with our members later. If you're interested in membership, I'm joining the Discord. The Discord's absolutely free. Both check out link in the description below to find out more about that. Now, if you're brand new with us on the channel for the first time, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and you'll never miss any content that we put out. And you'll go back and check out previous videos, our technical analysis videos done by Savage. He's putting them out daily, working really hard on those. Also, if you enjoyed this content, take a moment to smash that like. We really do appreciate all your support. Now, Bitcoin, time recording, is around about 28,300, hitting resistance that we kind of dropped from yesterday. So let's talk about yesterday first. What happened? Obviously, we had FOMC come out. Fed did raise by 0.25, so that was kind of expected. Moon boys were looking for 0, bears were looking for 50, and surprise, surprise, went down the middle. When that kind of happens, instead of going extreme one way and just keep going, either, if it had gone to zero, if it had been 0, we would have probably shot straight up to 30k. Had it been 50, we'd probably be dumping down to 25k now. So the market's volatile, not knowing which direction to go, so it's kind of looking for something else to happen. That said, we're still at major resistance. I want to say we're at major resistance. I'm not just talking Bitcoin, I'm not just talking Ethereum, I'm talking markets in general, in my opinion. We've seen the fake out on the S&P 500, got to 4150. Everyone thought guaranteed bull market was back on, and then it got dragged back below 4,000, trying to then get back to 4k. That 4k region is now looking like serious resistance on the S&P 500. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one plays out. Likewise on the Dow Jones now 32k. If you remember weeks and weeks ago back on the channel, I said numerous opportunities to short the Dow Jones at 34k. I did think from a risk reward perspective that was absolutely fantastic opportunity, and that's played out beautifully. If the Dow Jones loses 30k, again, if you've been watching previous content, it's my opinion that that's going to be really bad for Bitcoin and crypto, and I do think there's a good strong chance, if that happens, that we'll start heading to lower lows. That said, what do I think is going to happen in the short term? Because I don't think that's going to play out immediately. The reason I've not been getting heavy into trades this week, as I was, a couple of weeks ago, is because I still think we're in this kind of grey zone, even though that 28k is looking like strong resistance at the minute. I say grey zone because we're still between that 25 and 30. I've seen 25 as more, major resistance than the 28k region, and once that was broken through, it was hard to say if 28 was going to be the top, or are we going to get to 30, or dare I say even 32,000. Absolutely possible. So if I was trading right now, again, not financial advice, but I'd like to already, be in positions. If I was short right now, I'd have, tight stop losses ready to re-enter short, because I always say with shorts, you've got to have those tight stop losses with shorts. It's not like when you go long and you've got infinite upside. Obviously, when you go short, there's only so much downside, but it's infinite how far it can go against you in the wrong way. So tight stop losses extra important when going short, and you can just look to re-enter. If you are short on that 28,000 region, then you can potentially look to re-short 29, 30, 31k, etc. That's one potential strategy. But likewise, not looking to enter new longs now, because I do think the kind of potentially missed the boat to do that. If you were looking to go long and you're bullish and strongly confident that the bottom's in, then potentially wait for a pullback, because a strong correction is coming for Bitcoin. Well, again, folks, there's no guarantees, of course, in these markets, but the likelihood is that there's going to be a strong correction at some stage. Now, you hear me going to continue talking about altcoins and why I'm more bearish on altcoins at the moment. One is because, again, weeks ago I was calling Bitcoin dominance, to potentially be 50% or more. We're nearly there. We're in the high 40%. It may not get to 50%, but the fact that we're at the high 40s is still bad for altcoins. Secondly, we're seeing Bitcoin set new local highs, and many altcoins aren't. That's also not a good sign, because when that correction for Bitcoin comes, it doesn't mean that altcoins are going to completely detach. In my opinion, they still will be attached in some way, and they are going to, potentially head down. So even if Bitcoin doesn't get down to 15k, let's say Bitcoin gets down to low 20s, don't be surprised even with Bitcoin low 20s now that some altcoins set new bear market lows. That's absolutely possible. So even if the bear market low, let's just say hypothetically, was in for Bitcoin, which I don't think it is yet, and you certainly can't confirm that, I do think that if it's in for Bitcoin, it may not be in for other altcoins. So again, percentage wise, Fibonacci levels, etc., all these coins are moving differently against each other. It kind of feels that, a lot of people say, oh, this goes up, everything goes up, this goes down, everything goes down. You got to get out of that mindset, folks. Any coins, altcoins in particular, that you're individually invested in, make sure you're spending some time on them charts and keeping up to date with what they're doing. Terms of keeping up to date what they're doing, that's why I took speculative, and speculative has to be the word, hence why I took a very small position short on TRX, on Tron, as the news came out, that the SEC looking into Justin Sun and Tron, and potentially looking to start a lawsuit against them. Do know if it's going to be similar to the lawsuit that XRP Ripple was hit with? No idea. We're still waiting for more facts to come out, but that's why I thought it was worth speculative short. Yes, that short is currently in the red, so it isn't playing out at the moment. But if I take the loss on it, folks, again, very small loss. It wasn't a technical trade. So again, I'm still about protecting capital. This is my plan. This is what I'm doing, because I'm still waiting for more clear direction. Now, if Bitcoin does get up to 30k, for instance, I put out to our members in our trading zone. If you're interested in trading with us, links in the description below. Again, if you want to trade on BYBIT, we've got an affiliate link below as well. I did put out to those members that I said I'm not looking to get into massive shorts right now, but if we did get up to 30k, if Ethereum got into that 2k area, I'm going to see that as the next level of major resistance. And again, from a probability standpoint, I think there's a better risk reward scenario there. So if the market was to absolutely tank and drop now, and I wasn't in those short positions, I'm not going to cry about it, folks, because I still think there's going to be better opportunities to get in short anyway. If it started to head down now, there'll be a bounce back up. We'll set a lower high, that'll look bearish, and then that's a good entry. So that's how you've got to kind of think about it. So sometimes it's not about diving in on a whim. Just have your strategy. Now, your strategy, maybe you're going short today, or you shorted yesterday, and if that's what you've done, leave us a comment below. Be really interested. Let us know why. Let us know what you're thinking. Many other altcoins to watch at the moment, the ones that I'm watching, I'm looking at Litecoin. I'm thinking Litecoin, maybe could get back to $100 and then roll over. We've already seen it, rally back to $100 in this bear market. Fails there again, that's going to be a pretty bearish sign to me. XRP is a bit of an odd one at the minute, but I do think there's some potential there. But XRP is doing quite a few things. Again, it's all on speculation. How many times through this bear market we've seen these pumps on XRP where people have been speculating, is the lawsuit about to end, and then nothing happened, and then they speculated it's about to end, and then nothing happened. So it just seems to keep happening. So I can't tell you, folks, if the lawsuit's about to end. I've got absolutely no idea, but maybe one to leave alone, or if you get into a good position on it, well done. But I'm sure trading XRP, for instance, is definitely a coin that's hurt a lot of retail in this bear market. I'm sure about that. I'm definitely sure that more people are losing trading XRP than probably winning, because it's been pretty volatile of the last few months in particular. Cardano, ADA, another one I'm looking at, is going to ride back to that 40, dare say 50 cents region and then head down. Absolutely possible. But if you're staying out of trading, absolutely fine. I always said, I'm not going to criticize anyone, just dollar cost averaging. I still think these are good levels to be dollar cost averaging altcoins, as long as you can stomach the fact that they can go much lower. And I'm still talking 4 or 5 times lower than they are today. It's absolutely possible, folks. So what I'll say to that is You've got to decide if you're going 100% all your cash in, or if you're leaving some on the side. And if you're leaving some on the side, you've got to decide if you're leaving it in stable coins or fiat. Again, can't give you financial advice. You make your own decisions, but I'm diversifying. I've got fiat, I've got stable coins, I've got, some very small amounts of crypto that I may look to dollar cost average into. We've got our buy and sell alerts now set up for members, our Rosetta members in the Discord. And again, that'll be triggered, as soon as I buy or sell something, IK, Savage, etc., anyone on the team. Again, it's not something to, be buying or selling off as such, or trading off. It's just letting you know what kind of we're thinking, because I think a lot of people just like in the community, because it's like our community have that interest of what everyone's doing, because we all like to share ideas in our Discord. And I'm even considering adding something where members just openly say, talk about, hey, I bought this and I sold that, because we haven't got a problem with that. We're all about sharing that in our community. That's exactly what goes down. So I think that's great. And we'll also have buy zones. Again, they're just our speculations, our opinions, using technical data, previous data, etc., of kind of where we feel prices could go for Bitcoin and altcoins, given what I think the bear market low at worst case, most bearish scenario could be. Likelihood, probably not going to get hit, but it's there. And then a potential much higher zone to start dollar cost averaging into, and then hopefully at least that gets triggered, and then you can just dollar cost average down somewhere in them levels. And those zones won't just be random numbers that I'm saying, certainly for myself. There'll be actual zones that I will consider buying those coins if they are coins that I decide to invest in at some stage, or rather already have done, and I'm just dollar cost averaging my way down into. Now, week going forward, again, we've just had interest rates also raised in the UK, so we're now up another 0.25 in the UK. European Central Bank will be coming. I'm sure they're probably going to raise. If they don't, then I think they're going to raise later on, folks. I've said before, I still think, especially in the States, and I think this is definitely going to happen in the UK, but even in the States, I don't think this is going to be over, these rate hikes, until 7% minimum. And dare I say, I do think 10% is possible. And when I say it's possible, it doesn't mean that's my expectation, folks. I'm just saying that's worst case scenario. But 7% is my kind of expectation, or even high 6% or whatever. I do think we're quite a way off, because we still are seeing around the world this target of getting this inflation down, and we're still quite a way from hitting that target. So I do think that rate hikes are going to continue all through, or rather through the majority of this year. And it's definitely possible that this could go on into I had to think about what year it is then on into 2024. We could still see further rate hikes there. So if you see drops in property prices, because likely that the top's going to be in there, you're going to see it in a lot of other assets, folks. If this is a multi-year bear market that plays out, and it's a global bear market, you're going to see different types of assets drop in prices at different rates. Now, another thing that's interesting to keep an eye on is the DXY. The DXY has just dropped a little bit lower than I was expecting, to be honest, folks. I did think it was on decent support at 103.5. Obviously, we've dropped. I think we did temporarily just drop below 102, and we've just come back up, actually. So the DXY is not an easy read at the moment. I'm still bullish on the DXY until proven otherwise. However, those higher targets, the longer the time goes on, are probably becoming less likely to play out that I had, but I'm still expecting them to be hit at this stage until proven otherwise. But as soon as my opinions change on that, because opinions are allowed to change, you've got to just keep following the charts, following the technical data. Anyone who says, oh, you said this one week, or you said this last month, and now you've changed your opinion, you don't know what you're talking about, it's nonsense, folks, because again, can't predict everything. We're just doing our best here with the data. And again, the DXY, like I said, to me, it's a difficult read. I'm sure there's a lot of people who've got a lot more technical nous than I have that are struggling to read it as well. So I still think it looks bullish to me. Some people think it looks bearish and an absolute crap, and if you're one of those, leave us a comment below. And they're the people who are definitely saying that the bottom's in. Bitcoin bottom's 100% in. DXY is going down. DXY top is definitely in. So look, they could be right, but I just don't feel it at the moment. That's just kind of my opinion. You decide for yourself on that one. So I'm tracking the DXY a lot at the moment, still thinking, you know, it can still go up. However, if it was to lose 101, then I probably would, you know, severely change my opinion. But technically, it still is possible that it is on a 5 waves up from an Elliott wave. It would just be a very deep wave too, as it stands. So let's see if that starts to reverse today, tomorrow. It's going to have to reverse in the coming days to be bullish. So we should have an idea of what's going on there. Another market to be tracking at the minute as well is gold. Folks, you know I took a short on gold. Again, I was just short in the resistance zone, high 1900 up to $2,000 cost average, that short. However, I'm going to cut that short, folks. If that breaks above, you know, that sort of 220, 230, 2020, 2030 region, then it's very possible that the bullish scenario is playing out on gold, and gold could be going to new all-time highs, you know, targets of, you know, $2,250, $2,300, which will take some time to play out, and there will be pullbacks and chops on the way, but it's very possible that that bear market low did come for gold in November. Again, we're gonna know in the coming days or weeks, because if we set a new local high and it gets rejected hard, then again we can remain bearish. If we even fail to set a new local high, if we turn around now when we're kind of close to the most recent local high, again that's going to look bearish, folks. So we've got to break through this resistance, which is around that low $2,000 region. But once it breaks through, it's kind of on a clear path to me, by the looks of it, you know, possible new all-time highs on gold. So again, an interesting market to watch out. Now, a lot of people are saying, you know, if Bitcoin's digital gold, is it tracking with gold as well? Again, it's just, you know, one opinion. It could absolutely be. If gold heads to those new all-time highs, then Bitcoin could be on its way. But I think we've got really key weeks coming up. But again, I do think everyone's going to be affected by those equities markets. To me, the Nasdaq still looks like a bubble ready to burst. Again, until proven otherwise. I still think there's a long way to go down on the Nasdaq. I do think the Nasdaq can lose that 10k region, which it hasn't done in the bear market yet. So again, folks, as I always say, if you are, you know, truly believe in the bottom's in now, and you want to be bullish, you've got to believe that that bottom is in for that S&P 500, Dow Jones, Nasdaq, all the major equities, all the major markets. Because again, I just don't like it when people get, you know, hung up on this sentiment that Bitcoin and crypto isn't going to be affected in whatever they do. Of course, it's not completely affected by them, but if they do head it way down, and we do, you know, have a significant crash, they're going to be, you know, majorly affected. I also think, you know, this is an important time to always remember that golden rule of don't invest more than you can afford to lose, because if you go all in now and you can't stomach a, you know, a major crash, you know, you're going to be in trouble. So just don't do that to yourself, folks. You know, be careful. We like to teach, you know, risk management, especially in the trading zone on the channel. So again, you don't have to be like leverage trading to be concerned about risk management. You know, even just buying spot positions, again, diversifying your portfolio, and you know, that's why we like to, you know, share portfolios, share allocation. And again, members like to talk about portfolio allocations, because it's really, you know, good knowledge to share and teach each other about risk reward of, you know, being involved in one coin or being involved in 10 coins is obviously very different, right? I also just wanted to, you know, update everyone about the channel lifetime membership NFT. We've already sold over half of the allocation already. It's 1500 ADA for that lifetime membership, which gives you, you know, full access to the Elliott-wave theory, the trading zone, full channel membership, and you've got that for lifetime. IK has been busy with some issues to deal with this week, but as soon as he's back on the channel, back recording, which will be in the coming days, I'm sure he's going to update everyone on how we're going with the NFT artwork and the mint being completed. So really looking forward to that. But thanks so much for all your support, all of you who've bought channel membership via the NFT. I'm sure you're not going to be disappointed when that comes out. Also, still got crypto comps running, links in the description below. Chance to win £10,000 worth of any cryptocurrency. Check out cryptocomps.com. Folks, I'm going to leave this one with you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again.